So, after discussing completing the third chapter, today we are going to start the new chapter for class 11, and topic for that chapter is states of matter. The fourth chapter for us for 11th class, that is the states of matter. But actually in your books there might be fourth chapter chemical bonding, but according to RPS syllabus, first we have to discuss about the states of matter. And to discuss this chapter, first of all we have to know what is matter. First of all we have to know what is matter. And in first chapter we have discussed matter is something which occupies space and has mass. Matter is something which occupies space and has mass, that is known as matter. And everything around us is a matter. Everything around us is a matter except our feeling. And the matter can be classified on two bases. We have discussed in first chapter. The first one is physical classification. Physical classification. And in this chapter we will discuss about the physical classification only. And the second can be chemical classification. Chemical classification. First of all, we have to know what do we mean by physical classification. Physical classification means classification of matter on basis of physical properties. Classification of matter on basis of physical properties like mass, volume and shape, that is known as physical classification. While the chemical classification means the classification of matter on basis of nature of substance present in it, that is known as chemical classification. First we will discuss or have a glimpse of our physical classification, then I will briefly tell about the chemical classification too, but we have discussed that thing in first chapter itself. So physically the matter can be of 5 types. 3 are the basic form. The first one is solid, the second one is liquid state, third one is gaseous state. These are the basic state of the matter. Along with this, 2 advanced state can also be present. The fourth one is plasma state, and fifth one can be BEC. Full form of it is Bose-Einstein condensate. Bose-Einstein condensate. Bose-Einstein condensate. Now, what about chemical classification? Chemically, I mentioned matter can be of 2 types: pure and impure. Pure means made up of same kind of substance, and impure means made up of more than one kind of substance. An example of pure is element and compounds. Elements and compounds we have discussed, while impure can be mixture. We will not discuss these things in detail in this chapter. We have already mentioned in the first chapter itself. But now we have to discuss about these physical classification of matter. And the solid state, that is going to be discussed in 12th class itself. That is a very important topic for objective exams and as well as board exams. And in this chapter we are going to discuss about these two in detail: liquid state and gaseous state. But before that, we have to know what is the plasma state and what I mean by Bose-Einstein condensate. Both these questions have been asked in your ND exam as well as your objective exams. The first question might be, what is the fourth state of matter? Then our answer will be plasma state. Now, question is, what is plasma state? Plasma state means the ionized gas particle at very high temperature. The ionized gas particle at very high temperature, that is known as plasma state. And as we know, the stars are made up of the gases, so there is very high temperature at their core. So the core of the stars contains the plasma state in them. The core of stars contains plasma state in them, as sun has a temperature of 6200 Kelvin. That's why hydrogen and helium ion gases are in form of ions, and that state is known as plasma state. Next is BEC. This question was in 2018 ND exam. What is the latest state of the matter? So it is the Bose-Einstein condensate, and it has been named after the Indian scientist Chandrasekhara Bose. And these are the particles which directly changes from gaseous state to solid state. These directly changes from gaseous state to solid state. An example of it is solid ice, dry ice or card ice. Dry ice or card ice. Now question might be there, what is dry ice? So dry ice is the solid CO2. Dry ice is the solid CO2. Now we have to discuss in detail about these two states, gaseous state and liquid state. First we will discuss about the gaseous state, then later on we will discuss about the liquid state itself. First I am going to discuss about the gaseous state. As we know, gaseous state is the state of matter which has only definite mass. Gaseous state is the state of matter which has only definite mass but not definite volume and shape. Gaseous state is the state of matter which has only definite mass but not definite shape and volume. That's why interparticle distances are very large. The intermolecular forces are weakest. They are highly compressible. We will discuss all these properties. Now, before discussing in detail about these properties, we have to discuss a theory about the gases, and that theory is known as kinetic theory of the gases. Very important one. Kinetic theory of the gases. Kinetic theory of the gases. Important one for physics as well as chemistry students. The main points or main postulate of this theory are: first one, every gas is made up of small tiny particles known as molecule. I am repeating, every gas is made up of small tiny particles known as molecule. Second postulate, the gas molecule are separated by large distances. The gas molecule are separated by large distances, hence volume of each molecule in comparison to volume of gas is taken as negligible. Gas molecule are very apart from each other, so volume of each molecule in comparison to total volume is considered as negligible. Next, the forces of attraction between the gas molecule are negligible. Forces of attraction between gas molecule are negligible, but keep it in mind, these two postulates are not true for the real gases. Later on we will discuss. Next point is, the gas molecule will show Brownian moment. The gas molecule will show Brownian moment. Very important one question. The gas molecule will show Brownian moment. Now question might be there, what is Brownian moment and why this moment is known as Brownian moment? So first of all, keep it in mind, this moment was being introduced by a chemist, Robert Brown. That's why this moment is known as Brownian moment. This moment was being introduced by a chemist, Robert Brown. That's why this moment is known as Brownian moment. And it is the movement of particles of gases in a zigzag manner. Movement of particles of gases in a zigzag manner, that is known as Brownian moment. Now question might be there, why the Brownian moment is observed? The Brownian moment is observed due to elastic collision between the gas molecules as well as with walls of container. The reason for Brownian moment or zigzag movement of particle is elastic collision between the gas molecule as well as with the walls of container. Next, the gas molecule will exert a force or thrust on walls of container. The gas molecule will exert a force or thrust on walls of container, due to which they will exert a pressure, and this force per unit area, the force or thrust per unit area, that is known as pressure. So we can say that the gas molecule always exert a force on walls of container, and that force per unit area, that is known as pressure. Next point is the gas molecules are always in motion. The gas molecules are always in motion, hence they will possess kinetic energy. Hence they will possess kinetic energy, and the average kinetic energy or the kinetic energy of a gas molecule should be equal to 3 by 2 nRT. It is a very important topic for numericals. Kinetic energy of a gas molecule will be equal to 3 by 2 nRT, where n is the number of moles of the gas, R is universal gas constant, and T is the temperature in Kelvin. Now first question on and the last postulate, then we will discuss the numerical. Last postulate of kinetic theory of gas is that they will obey kinetic gas equation. The gas will obey kinetic gas equation, and that kinetic gas equation is PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn u square. PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn u square, where P is the pressure, V is the volume, m is the mass of each molecule, n is the number of molecules, and u is the root mean square velocity. Later on we will discuss the gas molecule have three types of velocities, and this is one type of the velocity, that is known as root mean square velocity. Now we have to discuss the numericals on the kinetic energy of the gases. First of all, the first question might be there: why the absolute zero temperature or 0 Kelvin can never be obtained? Why the absolute zero temperature or 0 Kelvin temperature can never be obtained? Then reason is simple one: because if the temperature becomes 0 Kelvin, then kinetic energy of the gases will become 0, and which is never possible. So we can say that the absolute zero temperature can never be obtained because the gases will siege out. The gases will siege out. Before discussing the numericals, first we have to know what is universal gas constant and what are its values and units. Universal gas constant and what are its values and units. So universal gas constant can be obtained from ideal gas equation. R is equal to PV upon NP, where P is the pressure, V is the volume, N is the number of moles, and T is the temperature, and PV should be equal to work done. So work done over NT. So universal gas constant may be defined as the work done per mole per Kelvin for a gas, that is known as universal gas constant. Work done per mole per Kelvin for a gas is known as universal gas constant. So its SI unit will be joule per mole per Kelvin, joule per mole per Kelvin, or Pascal meter cube per mole per Kelvin. Pascal meter cube per mole per Kelvin. And what about Celsius unit? Its Celsius unit will be erg per mole per Kelvin. Erg per mole per Kelvin. Now we have to discuss about its values, which are very important one for the numerical portion. Its values will depend on unit of pressure and volume. Keep it in mind, values of R will depend on unit of pressure and volume. First case might be if pressure is in atmosphere and volume is in liter. Pressure is in atmosphere and volume is in liter. Then value of R can be used find out by use of mole concept. Pressure at STP is 1 atmosphere. Volume of 1 mole of gas is 22.4 liter. And value of R is 0.0821. And temperature should be, number of moles is 1 and temperature is 273. From this, value of R comes out to be 0.0821 atmosphere liter per mole per Kelvin. Atmosphere liter per mole per Kelvin. Next case may be when pressure is in bar and volume is in decimeter cube. Pressure is in bar and volume is in decimeter cube. First we have to know 1 atmosphere should be equal to 1.013 bar. 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.013 bar, and 1 liter should be equal to 1 decimeter cube. Hence, value of R comes out to be 0.0831 bar decimeter cube per mole per Kelvin. Decimeter cube per mole per Kelvin. Next case may be SI unit, when pressure is in Pascal and volume is in meter cube. Pressure is in Pascal, volume is in meter cube. So here, first of all, 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal, and 1 decimeter cube will be equal to 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. Putting these values, value of R comes out to be 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin, or Pascal meter cube per mole per Kelvin. Next case may be CJS units, then energy should be in R. So value of R should be 8.314 into 10 to the power 7 arg per mole per Kelvin. Arg per mole per Kelvin. And last case may be when we have to measure value in calories. So value of R will be equal to 1.99 or approximately 2 calorie per mole per Kelvin. 2 calorie per mole per Kelvin, as 1 calorie is equal to 4.186 joule. Now we have to do the numericals on kinetic energy of the gases. First question might be, what is the kinetic energy of 8 gram of oxygen gas at 27 degrees centigrade? I am repeating, what is the kinetic energy of 8 gram of oxygen gas at 27 degree centigrade? We have to find this value in joule per mole per Kelvin. So formula applied here will be kinetic energy is equal to 3 by 2 nRT. 3 by 2 nRT, where n comes out to be 8 by 32. As moles we know, they may be weight upon molecular weight 1 by 4, and R is 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin, and temperature, that is in centigrade. First we have to convert it in Kelvin, plus 273, that comes out to be 300 Kelvin. Putting this value here, the kinetic energy comes out to be 3 by 2 into 1 by 4 into 8.314 into 300. So on cancelling it out, it comes out to be 75. Now we can cancel it out, 4.157. Now we can multiply it, 4.157 into 225. That comes out to 5 7s are 35, then 28, then 7, then 20, 14, 11, 3, 8, 4, 1, 3, 8. That comes out to be 5, 12, 13, 5, then it comes out to be 13, 9. So answer will be 935.325 joule per mole. This should be our kinetic energy. Now one question might be there, average kinetic energy. Then average kinetic energy of any gas should be equal to 3 by 2 RT. Hence, for every gas, the average kinetic energy will depend only on temperature and value of R, not on number of moles. There might be question on this topic. Later on we will discuss the derivation and more numericals about this. Now we have to discuss about the some properties of gases and their relation between each other. Some properties of gases and their relation. And the first property is mass. First property of the gas that we are going to discuss and going to be used in later on in this chapter, that is the mass. As we know, mass of every gas is a definite property, so it can be measured by a simple technique. Mass of a gas can be measured by a simple technique, and that technique is that first of all, weight the empty container, then fill the container with the gas, weight again, and difference of these two weights will give the mass of the gas stored in the container. I am repeating, weight the empty container, then fill it with the gas, weight again, and difference of these two weights will give the mass of the gas, and its SI unit will be kilogram and CGS unit will be gram. SI unit will be kilogram, CGS unit will be gram. Next property is volume. Next property is volume. So keep it in mind. Volume, the gases as a unique property, they will occupy the whole space available to them. The gases will occupy the whole space available to them. Hence, volume of gas should be equal to volume of the container. Volume of gas should be equal to volume of the container. And volume of container can be found out by use of formula L into B into H. Volume of container can be found out by use of formula L into B into H. Hence, its SI unit will be meter cube. SI unit will be meter cube. CGS unit will be centimeter cube. Along with that, there are more units also. Liter is there, milliliter will be there, and decimeter cube will be there. What is the relationship between all these three or five? So keep it in mind, meter cube is the largest unit, and 1 meter cube will be equal to 10 is to power 3 liter. 1 meter cube is equal to 10 is to power 3 liter, and that should be equal to 10 is to power 3 decimeter cube, and that will be equal to 10 is to power 6 centimeter cube, and that should be equal to 10 is to power 6 ml. This equation is showing the relationship between the different units of volume. I am repeating, 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liter, that will be equal to 1000 decimeter cube, that will be equal to 10 is to power 6 centimeter cube, and that should be equal to 10 is to power 6 ml. From here, we get the information 1 liter is equal to 1 decimeter cube, 1 ml is equal to 1 centimeter cube, as well as 1 decimeter cube is equal to 10 is to power 3 ml or 10 is to power 3 centimeter cube. Now, the next property we are going to discuss, that is a very important one, and that is the density. That is the density. So, density of the gas that may be mass upon volume. Density may be defined as ratio of mass with the volume, that is known as density. Its SI unit will be kilogram per meter cube, and CGS unit will be gram per centimeter cube. But for gases, we have to relate the density of the gas with pressure. We have to relate the density of gas with pressure, and that relation might be pressure is equal to rho into RT upon capital N. Rho into RT upon capital N. There might be numerical and derivation of this. Later on we will derive this after discussing the ideal gas equation. Here P is the pressure, rho is the density of the gas, R is universal gas constant whose value will depend on the unit of pressure and volume. T is the temperature, and m is the molecular mass. M is the molecular mass of the gas. First numerical I am taking. What is the density of CO2? What is the density of CO2 at STP? Density of CO2 at STP. As we know, for STP, pressure is 1 atmosphere. Molecular mass of the gas is 44 gram per mole. R may be 0.0821 for atmosphere, and volume will be equal to 22. Temperature is equal to 273 Kelvin. Temperature is 273 Kelvin. Putting these values, we will get density is equal to pressure into molecular mass upon RT. Putting these values here, pressure is 1 atmosphere, molecular mass is 44, R is 0.0821 into 273, and that comes out to be 44 over 22.4 liter, and that should be equal to 11 upon 5.6. 11 upon 5.6. So the value can be 110 minus 56, that will give you 54, 0, 1 point, then it can be 9 gram, 1.9 approximately gram per liter. Density will be equal to 1.9 gram per liter. Same way, different kind of numericals might be there regarding temperature, molecular weight. Later on we will discuss more numericals on it. Next, property of the gases we are going to discuss. That is a very important one and repeatedly used in this unit. And that property is pressure. That property is pressure. First of all, we have to know what is pressure. So pressure may be defined as the force applied per unit area. Pressure may be defined as force applied upon area. Pressure applied may be force upon area, and the pressure of a gas can be measured in height of a liquid column, and generally mercury is used as that liquid. So relationship between pressure and density of a liquid will be equal to P is equal to rho into G into H. Pressure of a liquid column should be equal to rho into G into H, where P is the pressure, rho is the density of the liquid, G is acceleration due to gravity, H is the height of liquid column. I am repeating, pressure can be measured in terms of liquid height or height of a liquid column, and relation will be pressure is equal to rho into G into H. P is pressure, rho is the density, G is acceleration due to gravity, and H is height of the liquid column. And generally mercury is used. For mercury, density is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube. For mercury, the density is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube. Now we have to discuss the devices by which we can measure the pressure. There are two devices generally used to measure the pressure. One is barometer and the second one is nanometer. Barometer and nanometer. There are two devices which are used to measure pressure. One is barometer and the second one is nanometer. Barometer and nanometer. Barometer is used to measure the atmospheric pressure generally. Barometer is used to measure the atmospheric pressure generally. So nanometer is the device which is used to measure the gaseous pressure. Nanometer is the device which is used to measure the gaseous pressure, and the nanometer can be further of two types. The nanometer can be further of two types. One is open limb and the second one is closed limb. Manometer can be of two types: open limb manometer and closed limb manometer. The open limb manometer is used to measure the high as well as low pressures. open limb manometer is used to measure high as well as low pressures, while the closed limb manometer is used only the low pressures. Closed limb manometer is used to measure only low pressure. So there are different units of pressure which are very important one. There are units of pressure. First one is atmosphere, then bar, then Pascal, then mm of mercury, centimeter of mercury, and torr. There are 6 units of pressure there can be. First one is atmosphere, second one is bar, third one is Pascal, fourth one mm of mercury height, centimeter of mercury height or torr. Then atmosphere is the largest unit. It should be equal to 1.013 bar. Keep it in mind. Next, it will be 1.013 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal, and that should be equal to 760 mm of mercury. 760 mm of mercury, and that should be equal to 76 centimeter of mercury column, and that should be equal to 760 torr. This is relationship between different units of pressure. The first one is atmosphere is equal to 1.013 bar. That should be equal to 1.013 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. That should be equal to 760 mm of mercury. That should be equal to 76 centimeter of mercury, or that should be equal to 760 mm torr. And these relations are going to be used for numerical purpose. Later on we will use. So we have to know these relations. And the last property of gases which are going to be discussed by us, that is temperature. And all these things have been discussed in first chapter too. Temperature means the degree of hotness or coldness of a body, that is known as temperature. The degree of hotness or coldness of a body, that is known as temperature, and the temperature is measured with help of thermometer. Temperature is measured with help of thermometer, and generally there are 3 scales to measure temperature. Generally there are 3 scales to measure temperature. The first one is Kelvin scale, that is also known as absolute scale of temperature. Keep it in mind. First one is Kelvin scale, and that scale is known as absolute scale of temperature. And it starts with melting point of water or freezing point of water. Melting point of water or freezing point of water, and that should be 273.15 Kelvin. And finishes with freezing point of boiling point of water. Finishes with boiling point of water, and that should be 373.15 Kelvin. So this scale is divided in 100 parts. Keep it in mind, this lesson is going to be used for our conversion of different scales. Start with melting point or freezing point of water and finishes with boiling point of water. Next is centigrade scale. Centigrade scale or degree Celsius. Centigrade or degree Celsius scale. In it, the freezing point of water is 0 degree. Freezing point of water is 0 degree centigrade, and boiling point of water is 100 degree centigrade, and it is also divided in 100 parts. And third scale is Fahrenheit scale. Or degree Fahrenheit we may say. And generally the body temperature is measured in this one. Nowadays it is very important to measure the body temperature due to the COVID pandemic, and for a healthy human being the body temperature in Fahrenheit should be 98.6. I will discuss. Next, Fahrenheit scale start with freezing point, and in it the freezing point of water is 32 degree Fahrenheit, and boiling point will be equal to 212 degree Fahrenheit. So it is being divided in 180 parts. There are 3 scales divided in different number of parts, different value of boiling point and freezing point of water. Now we have to relate all these three scales, and these all three scales can be equated with the help of one equation only, and that equation might be Tc means temperature in centigrade minus 0 upon number of parts 100, Tk minus 273 upon number of parts, that is 100, and Tf minus 32 minus number of parts, that is 180. With this equation we can relate all three scales of temperature. Tc minus 0 upon 100, that will be equal to Tk minus 273 upon 100, Tf minus 32 upon 180. So Tc should be equal to Tk minus 270. So temperature in centigrade will be equal to temperature in Kelvin minus 273. Similarly, centigrade is related with Fahrenheit by this. Tc is equal to 5 by 9 into Tf minus 32. I mentioned for healthy human being, temperature in centigrade will be 37 degrees centigrade. In Kelvin it will be 310 Kelvin, and in degree Fahrenheit the value should be 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Now we have to know at which temperature all these three scales have same value. At which temperature all these three scales have same value, then our answer will be minus 40. At minus 40 all these three scales should have same value. At minus 40 all these three scales have same value. Now we have to discuss about triple point. That is a very important question for objectives. What do you mean by triple point? Triple point is that condition of temperature and pressure at which all three states of matter, solid, liquid and gas, exist in equilibrium. I am repeating, triple point is that condition of temperature and pressure at which all three states of matter exist in equilibrium. For water, triple point is temperature is 0.098 degrees centigrade and pressure should be 4.58 mm of mercury. 4.58 mm of mercury. With this, I comes to end of today's lecture. These all things are very important to study states of matter, and I have discussed all these things in the first chapter too. And these things are very important, so please study carefully. Without these, you can't do anything in the states of matter, as well as in the later chapters like thermodynamics. Values of R is going to be used there also. In 12th class, in various sections of chemistry, we are going to use this chapter. So please be attentive, stay connected and study regularly and stay safe. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.